Yeah, I don't know. But I was thinking about something that I have decided to call unearned confidence. Like, I was thinking about it from the lens of how I was able to act last year, how I was able to like continue conducting myself as if everything was okay when everything wasn't, like academic. I was able to continue conducting myself normally in a social setting as if everything was okay academically, which it was not. So I mean, I don't know if it's even right to think that having your academics go to shit should affect your social life. I don't know if that's right or not. I mean, I think the degree to which your academic struggles affect your social life is a good measure of how much you care about academics, right? Like, if you're able to completely compartmentalize academic struggle or even academic failure from your social life to the point where you're still, like, it's not weighing on you at all. Like, I don't mean to say that, like, academics directly affect your social life, but they indirectly affect it because if you care, right, that's the presumption, but if you care about your academics, then doing poorly will weigh down on you and you'll feel whatever, but it'll weigh down on you, you know what I mean? And that's going to make it harder for you to be, like, open and have fun in these social settings. So I was just thinking about how for me personally, even though I was doing not too well in my academics, like, for the most part, I was able to kind of keep that separate and not have it weigh down on me at all. Which, I mean, from the heuristic that I just described, means that I didn't care about my academics that much, which, I mean, I guess is pretty true, I guess, subjectively. I just think back to how, like, I used to describe myself as, like, extroverted, but, like, if it was that type of day, like, I would just really not want to talk to anyone. And when I was thinking about this idea, I thought that those days where, like, I guess introversion kind of cropped up, those were the days where, like, me not putting effort into the parts of my life that I need to put effort into, which last year for me was academics, but before that there were other things. I think those days where that cropped up was, like, the days where kind of the weight of not putting in the work just broke through the box that I had put it in. And I don't know, I think I was watching a podcast the other day of this guy called John Deloney, Dr. John Deloney, who's like he was like, I don't know, he did a bunch of stuff, like first responder, like worked with people who experienced extreme trauma. Like, he was the guy that when a family came back to their teenager who had just passed away, or, you know, just a family came home to, like, their kid who had just committed suicide, right? Like, he was the guy that was called in to, I don't want to say, like, calm the parents down, but just, like, make sure they're still just the person that, like, dealt with the parents, I'll just say that. So, like, he has a lot of experience dealing with that type of stuff, and I don't know. My point is, I was just giving some credentials, I guess, but my point is, he mentions this idea a lot of how your body keeps score, even if your actions don't necessarily reflect that. And I actually have a good anecdote about this. It's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. So on the team, the Punga team at school, we do like a Secret Santa every year, and I remember I had two sort of components to my gift. Like I had a poster that I had ordered, and then something sort of custom. And I don't remember what day of the week it was, but I remember that Secret Santa was happening at like 7 that day, and my gift that I'd ordered from Amazon was coming at, I don't know, sometime before 5. And since as a first year I wasn't living, I was living in a dorm, when you wanted to order an Amazon package, you had to order it to kind of the university central intake. And so when you wanted to go pick it up, you had to go there, wait in line, give them your ID, and then they would look through all the boxes that they got from all the first years, and then they'd find yours, right? It wasn't like, it's not like Amazon at your house where you order it and they drop it to you. So because of that constraint, you were only able to pick up packages between, I think, like 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And I remember the day of Secret Santa, I like came back from class and I just took a nap without setting an alarm. And I woke up at literally 4:54 p.m. And I was like, shit. Like, it's so, as a little tangent, it's so weird how when you wake up, you like immediately snap into consciousness. I always thought that was so interesting. Like, I feel like so many people say, like, when you wake up, like, you're really groggy for a second, and like if someone talks to you, it sounds like a different language. I feel like that's just not the case for me. Like, if I go to sleep without setting an alarm on a day that I need to do something, as soon as my eyes open, I'm like, fuck, like I need to go do that thing. So like that's what happened to me here. Like I woke up and I was like immediately like, shit, like what time is it? I need to go pick up my package. It was 4:54, so I like sprinted across campus to this package intake at the university center, and there was a couple other people who were like waiting in line, right? So I was waiting. It was like 4:58 or 4:59 at this point, and there were literally, I remember this so clearly, 2 people in front of me when the clock hit 5, and the guy running the guy who was running the window closed the door right when the clock hit 5. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, bro, there's 3 people left. Like, what are we doing, right? But my heart immediately dropped. I was like, holy shit, dude, what am I gonna do? I don't have anything to show for the Secret Santa. And like, it wasn't like a huge deal if you didn't. Like, you could just like, I mean, you could just tell the person what you got them and like just say like, oh, yo, my bad, like it's still coming. Like, it wasn't like there were any explicit repercussions for you not bringing a gift, but I don't know, it was just important to me. And I just remember the window closed and the 2 people in front of me were just like, oh, and they left. And I was like, holy shit, like I knocked on the window. I was trying to get someone's attention. No one came to the window. I was looking all around this fucking murky ass basement of the university center trying to find someone who knew anything about these packages. I went around, like I asked people, they were directing me different places, and I found someone who was willing to help, and like, so my hopes went up a little bit, and they tried to take me to the place to get a package, and they were like, no, actually, sorry, that's not what happened. So I remember I found these double doors. Actually, this is what happened. I found these double doors with these little windows that were looking into this package area. So like, if you imagine, like, this is where the window was where people go and talk to the guy. So this was the backside where these double doors are. So I was seeing like the package area, and I saw a few people walking around because the clock had just struck 5, right? It was like 5:01, so they were closing up or whatever. So I was like knocking on the window trying to get someone's attention, and someone came up to me and I was like, hey, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. I just have this one package that I really need to get today, and I know it's arrived. I can give you the number, I can give you my ID and everything. And they're like, sorry, we can't help you. Like, we don't have access to the package area. Like, the people who have access to it left right at 5. And I was like, oh my God, like, is there anyone that you can talk to? And they were like, no. And eventually, like, I exhausted all of the options that I had to try and get this package. And I literally remember this, like, I was in this fucking murky ass basement, and I leaned my back against the wall. I like put my face in my hands, and I just like fell to the floor and just started like crying. And the whole reason I told that story was to try and demonstrate how like your body keeps track, because that one event of me not getting that package wasn't that devastating that it, you know, required me to cry, or that it would have justified me crying, right? But I think looking back at it, like, that was towards the end of the semester. Like, I was not doing well. Like, there was all this like academic stress, and like stress from, you know, my parents as well, like, to try and lock in and like salvage what I could. And I was just I think just on the edge. And that just like, even though that whole time I was able to kind of like socially, I was still fine. Like, it didn't seem like it was weighing on me. At that point, it all just like came out. And as a side note, I did get the package that day. Like, I think the lady saw me. Like, I sat down right outside those double doors, and I think the lady saw me, and she felt bad. So she was like, okay, like, I can help you. Which, first of all, why the fuck was she lying about she didn't have access to the fucking package area system? She clearly did. But I don't know, I was thankful that she decided to help me. And I remember, like, I was saying, she came out, and I looked, and I was like all teary-eyed, and she was like, I can help you. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like through tears.